Good morning. Today we are talking about social listening. So if you're joining me today, pop in the comments if you have anything or any tools you use for social listening. If you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. And let me just bring on my cohort. You guys know who I am. I'm Pip. And this is Greg.
Hey everyone, my name's Greg. I'm with Original 72 Creative, and we are a full-service website graphic design and digital marketing firm in Vancouver.
Yeah. Oh, and of course I screwed up the bottom, Greg. But we're close. Every time. Okay, here we both are. We're on screen.
Blame that one on me.
I will. Greg was late, guys. Greg was late. And so in that, I have not had the chance. I don't know why my screen is the way it is. I can't see any comments coming in as of yet, Greg, because, I don't know, my screen is funny. So today, we're talking about social listening. There are many tools and many ways to do social listening, and we have half an hour of fun. If you are joining us, chime in so I can see a comment come in, because then, well, we can all interact, right? Right. Yeah, Facebook's doing some funny stuff, Greg, so social listening. Tell me something about it. Tell me something.
Well, if you're not doing it, you could be missing out on a ton of potential. But just an idea of what social listening means. You could be on all the platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And you can be posting and you can be engaging with people. But if you're not actually proactively trying to find other conversations that are going on about your industry or your niche, then you could be missing out on potential business with people who are on the platforms and potentially looking for you. You're only relying on people to find your account and follow you to get to know you. So there are some ways to actually actively listen in and trigger and look into conversations that are going on, and then jump in yourself and potentially get some work.
Yes, it is. So it is true. So it's a crazy world out there, and for the most part, we know really big companies have to do a lot of social listening, but if you run social accounts like Facebook or Twitter, or I don't know if there's a social listening tool for LinkedIn, but each platform has their own ability. So depending on where you stay more, I don't know if you guys are on, like Greg, when you look at business pages and you go to the back end of the notifications, there's on the right hand side, no, left hand side, there's like, alerts or whatever. We all see those stupid red dots all the time. But there's a thing that says mentions, and you can actually see where your company or where you have been mentioned across the web. And if you want to grow your business in a smart way and do social for social, like be social, that's a great place to check out all the time, right? Greg's got a phone call. Oh, Greg's busy. Greg, you busy today? You busy?
Yeah, I'm busy today.
Right. Hey, Kim's here. Hey, Kim. Yay. So glad you joined. Do you use social listening tools, my friend? Do you? We're going to go through the list, and I'm going to admit something pretty daunting right now. And that's, I had a whole bunch of wicked awesome research, and it's like gone somewhere. So we're doing this ad lib style, Greg. Ad lib style, I think the first thing I'm going to bring up is there's different ways to socially listen, and it can go from what are your competitors doing to, where are you being mentioned, and the tools you can use. So Greg and I have a number one tool we use. It's really simple, and I am so surprised that more people don't do it. Greg, do you know what I'm talking about? You totally do.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What are we talking about?
You're talking about, what the hell is it called? Google
Alerts.
Google Alerts, yes.
You called it something else. It was wicked. I had it written down. I was going to use it for the blog post. Now it's gone. We got some love, by the way. So Thank you for the love and the hearts. You guys are wicked. Yeah, so Google Alerts. What is Google Alerts, Greg? What is it?
Well, you can go in and create Google Alerts to trigger an email that gets sent to you if anything gets put on the web related to whatever keyword or key phrase that you've put. So for myself, I have my name and I have my business name. I haven't set up anything else like, WordPress, web design, or anything like that. But yeah, it's a way to be notified that something has been posted online about you. Now, I'm not sure if it doesn't do it for, like, if someone mentions you on social media, like on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. It won't notify you of that. It's more like if someone puts out a news article or a blog post or something like that, when Google indexes that, if it triggers something, like if it sees your name,
like a bad review
in
on
that,
yeah.
it will email you and say, hey, something's been posted. Here's the link to the article, and you can click and you can see, if it's some old client who is bashing you now, or
right. It's so we use Google Alerts for the businesses we work with on social. So we work with a bike shop, and so we put Bike Shop Vancouver in. So we do some social listening about what our competitors are doing in that market. But yeah, we use it for our business name. You put in your business name, your personal name, and the easiest thing. Oh wait, before I say that, hello, Jessica. So glad you're here. Always good to have you around, my friend. You bring some solid stuff to the table. But Greg, social listening and Google Alerts, how easy is it to set up?
It's not difficult for Google Alerts.
No.
At least. I don't remember. Is it just google.com/alerts?
Yeah, or just type in.
I haven't, once it was set up, I haven't gone back to it, right? I just get the alerts. So I set it up so long ago, so I don't really remember. But yeah, I think it's just google.com/alerts.
I just type in Google Alerts into Google, and the first thing that comes up, and it'll give you a little window that says, type in what you want your alert to be. So that's our number one way we use. That's one of our social listening tools, and guess what? It's free. So, because we're always free first around here, being marketers, it's a big deal. We could spend all our money on SaaS products. I think this week Karen posted in the comments to talk about something called, it's a social monitoring thing. Costs like 10 grand a year. What's it called? It's called TalkWalker. They seem to have a free version. I'm going to try it. I will link it in the comments today, because I think that's really interesting. But there are some other listening tools that are fabulous. Now, if you guys do any social listening, we want to know what you're using. One thing, oh, by the way, Greg, I do have to update my alerts as well. I do. But there are other listening tools. So we mentioned in Facebook, there's that mentions thing, but there's also, you can watch what your competitors are doing and the types of reactions they're getting. If you go into the settings on Facebook, if you want more details about that, just message one of us and we'll tell you how to do that. I think you just go over into same place, settings, and where the mentions are, and you can see what your competitors are doing. If you've set it up, you have to set it up first, right?
And for like Twitter, you can do saved searches. So as a way of trying to, you can follow a hashtag as a for instance. So instead of searching that hashtag every time and then seeing what is in the list of current things that have been tweeted with that hashtag, it'll give you a list that you can a save search, so you don't have to search it. You just go to that section and choose to look at conversations with that specific hashtag. But just having that and knowing that you should go in and pick a certain hashtag to follow so that you can try to get more engagement on the platform is key.
Interesting. Yes, you are. I was just thinking, realistically, Greg, you're our specialist on Twitter in here, because I don't really use Twitter much besides pushing notifications. Do not laugh at that. You do use it more, so you know things. And Twitter's alive and kicking. So I don't use Twitter much, but social listening's easy on Twitter. And one thing I wanted to mention here is the reason, I don't know if you guys know this, but with the Google Alerts, the reason you don't see the Facebook mentions or LinkedIn mentions or whatever is because social media platforms are closed. Essentially, you can, on Google, you can see that somebody has a Facebook account, but you can't see what they're posting. And so that's what I mean by closed system, right? So they don't share every post. Twitter and Google used to have a deal where Twitter would index, or Google would index the Twitter posts. That's really neat. That was a long time ago. Then they had a fight, and then I think they're back. But that's another story. If you want to look up that, that's Google indexing Twitter. But let's move on. Let me just say hi to Gwen and Phelan. Yeah, you guys are here on a beautiful Thursday. So, Greg, other listening tools that are like super stealthy.
Super stealth, where most of the social listening that I have done isn't specifically on each platform. It was within Hootsuite.
The Hoot.
Yeah. So similar to how on Twitter you could do a saved search and just go to it and see what people are talking about for specific topics. You can do similar things in Hootsuite. So you can have a whole board dedicated to conversations that you may want to jump into via hashtag or keywords, and those streams will be presented on your board, and you can look through them and jump in and make a comment or potentially get a customer if someone happens to be looking for something that you've got to offer.
It's a great way to find if somebody's disgruntled or not. We all miss things online, right? It's a big world out there of digital connections, and it's surprising what we can miss without that. But I don't use Hootsuite. I use Buffer, but Buffer is not a social listening tool. It is a social posting tool. So yeah, I mean, as much as we focus on we do review management over here. So we are listening, but that's when people are writing reviews. We get something into our inbox. Hootsuite, if you look at my LinkedIn profile, I am actually Hootsuite certified. That was years ago. You get the certification forever, but I don't use it. So who here, if you guys have it, who uses Twitter or who uses Hootsuite, drop that in the comments because we want to know, because maybe I should pick that back up. I do not like Hootsuite, but it is Canadian and it is in BC and right where I used to live. They're a little snooty in their office, no offense to anybody.
Hootsuite is like a block away from my old office, my old business.
We were close to your old business because I was right in Maine, between Maine and Commercial. So Hootsuite, guys, check it out if you haven't used it. Greg, you still use it a little, but you said you weren't loving it because
I use it less, because they used to have a great free 3 profile plan and didn't limit you a ton with what you could do with those 3 profiles. But now every time I've gone in there, it's a new message saying, we've taken this away, or, this is now a paid feature or something like that. So it's become a little bit less useful for the free option.
Right. So I guess you could also, so we're getting away from Hootsuite now because, it's a little overkill. But, I mean, big businesses still use it. So if you're looking to be a social media manager for lots of companies, I would think Hootsuite's a big deal. Rena does social media. She's a moderator in the group, and she might have something to say about it. So if you guys have questions, bombard her today. She's the moderator of the day, and she's new. And we're loving that she jumped on board to help out.
Right, it's Thursday. I've been so busy this morning, I haven't been on Facebook at all. So
I've been busy the last couple days, but that's all good times. After this, because I'm wearing makeup, I am doing my reporting, which I do video reporting. And the reason I mention this is because it's a way we listen to what's going on for our clients. So we use something called Data Studio, and that's kind of a social listening tool. And yes, another free one, but check that out. That's for more reporting, so you can see what people are doing on your website. Less social listening, besides the fact that you could probably see where people are coming from on social to your website. And so we've mentioned Hootsuite, we've mentioned Google Alerts, we've talked a little bit about reviews, and each tool, each platform has its own social listening ability, right? So I think on Instagram, using hashtags would be the best way to social listen. We are manually putting this together because there isn't a number one tool, I don't think. But there are some other things we have to mention.
I've never researched one tool that will
one tool to do it all.
Listen on all conversations, but I think it's basically a feature of whatever tool you use to combine all your social media, like Hootsuite.
Right. You know, Greg, I see the camera angle and I'm trying to be as tall as you. I'm like, guys, I'm way shorter than Greg. He's like 6 feet. I'm like 5 feet. So just so you know.
I just
going lower? Oh, yeah, lower, the crunching. Okay, so there's some other interesting social listening things that I think are worth mentioning here. And one of them is Glassdoor. So have you guys ever searched on Glassdoor for a company? Oh, it's a good time.
I've been on Glassdoor, but not specifically looking for companies.
No? Why have you been on Glassdoor?
In searches for job positions and things like that. You get they give you like salary ranges and that kind of stuff.
Isn't that interesting? It's more logical now to actually post your salary on, I think, in your job description. But yeah, I've looked at Glassdoor to see if the company I'm going to work for.
It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. But it's happening more and more, right? Especially for marketing jobs. Now, I go to Glassdoor. If you guys have not had an opportunity, Glassdoor is kind of a review site for employees to review companies. And I think it's Canadian and American. Could be worldwide, who knows, right? But it can be pretty good. You'll know if you want to work at that company. Or, say you've done a proposal or somebody asked you for a proposal for your marketing or to help out in business, maybe even a VA. You can go check them out and see what people are saying, because like I think it's Yelp, the restaurant reviews are pretty accurate. I think Glassdoor gives you a pretty accurate view of a company. Yeah, so that's a big deal. What are you doing, Greg? Are you moving things around?
Garbage day.
Oh, and you have the air conditioning on, I hear.
No, it's not on.
Oh, was it on?
No.
Oh. Hey, see the dog in the background? Isn't he cute?
I do. He just lays around all day.
Different color dog. Yeah, they're really lazy. Anyway, okay, so Glassdoor is a big one. I want to make solid mention of BuzzSumo, which is a freemium model. So you get, I think, a couple of free searches a week or a month or a day. But what BuzzSumo does, and it's a great tool, is it lets you know what's trending topic-wise for blog posts and stuff. So it's a great social listening tool because it can give you some really, really great ideas of what's being shared, what people are liking, and so that can give you help with writing blog posts even, right? Seeing, what's trending. And then the free version will give you like the top 10, which is really all you need to know. Yeah. Right, Greg? Right, Greg? Greg looks like he's doing something, right, guys? He looks like a little distracted. It's like it's a work day or something.
I'm trying to find a couple of things that I might be able to suggest for social listening.
Oh, yeah. So you have no more things?
What's that?
You have no more things about the social listening? I was going to talk about reviews a bit.
Yeah, I don't really consider reviews much of a social listening type thing as opposed to. So, I guess like when we talked um, pre topic, you said reviews and you mentioned a couple other things, and
Data
I didn't
Studio.
really consider those as social listening, as
Mm,
what I consider social listening.
yeah.
I consider some of those things that you mentioned more like a just being proactive in your service and support with
Mm,
people who are interacting with your business. Social listening to me is you listening in on the platforms and making sure you can jump all over. Like if someone's talking about something, you can jump on that and maybe get a little bit of work out of it, as opposed to just the support aspect of someone gave you a
mm,
review or a bad review, you better comment and address it. I
mm.
don't consider that the same type of social listening. Even though you should be doing that, you should be keeping on top of what people are saying about your business.
See, but your definition is small because you're saying the only reason you do social listening is to maybe get work out of it, right? But I mean, back in the day, not too long ago, but when you had an issue, you if you had an issue with a company, you took it to Twitter, man. You know, like, and you complain, and then the company would react. And Twitter was literally the place where you'd go and get attention from a company if they weren't responding to you. So I do agree with you on lots of levels, and maybe we should have changed the topic title to listening across the web. Yes, I did quotation marks. But and the reason I think like reviews and stuff are part of that is because, well, mainly because I sell uh, review management, but because we're going into TripAdvisor, we're going into Yelp, we're making sure like we have to listen. So the Google Alert thing is kind of a big deal because if we don't go to the platform, it'll pull it in, and we'll see the reviews coming in, so we'll know to answer them, right? And you don't want to miss a good review and solid feedback. Jessica's saying something. Uh, uh, Greg, can you see it properly? Let me just look because I'm all over the place. But we've got an opinion here, and it says if anyone wasn't doing any social listening in their business, what would you tell them should be the reason why? How would you encourage them? Interesting. I would say, as Greg said, oh, I got a list for you. One of the things I saved. Uh, so if somebody wasn't doing social listening, is that what you're asking, Jessica? So as Greg said, how you convince somebody to do some social listening, it will help you find potential clients. You'll find influencers in your industry, help businesses remain socially relevant. Interesting. Identify happy customers and keep them that way. Yes, it's a big deal. That's why reviews are in there, Greg. Find and create remarkable content. Why we added BuzzSumo. Find and convert unhappy customers to happy customers. Well, I always find it interesting when people leave a bad review because I think you got to be pretty mad to leave a bad review. If you look at my reviews, it's either 1 or 5 stars. But other social listening tools, basically because I work a lot on Facebook, that's where I go. So, how would you convince somebody, Greg? How would you answer Jessica's amazing question?
Well, they're missing out on potential opportunities to grow and expand their reach.
Mm,
So being able to actively look in on things that are in your niche, you will be able to pull more people in and potentially get new customers out of it. So if you're not actively on in groups like Facebook
mm,
groups that are in your niche, or um, following hashtags on Twitter that relate to your business, you're not going to see that when you go on the platform, and you're not going to be able to connect with someone who may be talking about what it is that is specific to your business and make some type of a connection and
yeah.
have them follow you back. or get potential work if it's something that they're asking for help for, or
Yeah.
the possibilities all depend on the type of business you are, but you need to be active and looking in on and trying to find other people, so that you can pull them into your network.
Social is interesting. Yes, I agree 100%. Social is listening because we often find ourselves pushing content, and if we're not taking that, social listening is a great way to help people learn to respond, help people do that social, like social media. If you're a social media manager, you know that half the battle is in responding, right? You want to make sure that you're hitting those touch points, because nobody likes radio silence. Who likes being ignored? Even when you're making a good comment to a company, right? You want to hear that. Like, we have all these businesses that have all these strategies for like getting reviews, but what if they're not hearing things? And here's the craziest thing. You guys know about dark social, right? You guys know what that is? Greg, I'm sure you do. Dark social is like what happens in Messenger. So it's the one-on-one conversations that are happening. And I will tell you, so I'm part of this group called Girl Gang. Amazing group. And there was a post a long time ago, and I made a comment on the post saying, yeah, I'd love to talk to you about whatever. And somebody went out of their way to message me and say, hey, that person, just so you know, they're crazy and you shouldn't work with them. And I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you for the information. Now, I later found out that that person had actually had that told to them. So they didn't actually know. So there's this whole network of things that's happening behind social. And, if we don't live and act a certain way on social, and we're not kind, or, we treat people like crap say we hire them and we're not people focused that way, you know what? You can have bad things said about you in places you can't see. And so it's always smart for the places you can see to be an active member of the conversation. Right, Greg? I know that was deep, eh?
I can get on board with that.
Oh, Jessica said thank you. Yeah. Give me a heart, buddy. Give me a heart. I'm so glad you're here today. I hope that helps. I want to know who you're trying to convince to listen socially. And guys, what do you do? We are not the be-all and end-all of knowledge, although I'd like to think so sometimes. But then Greg tells me all the time that I'm not. But social listening. So here's another one, Greg, I'm wondering about. So say you're in a group and somebody mentions your company, but you know how it goes light? So if that company or person isn't a member of the group, they don't get notified. That's right? So if somebody mentions Pip Seymour in, say, one of your Apple groups or one of your, I don't know, website groups, I'm not going to get pulled into that knowledge, right? Even if I'm tagged.
But you're talking on Facebook?
Yeah. Oh, I should have mentioned that. Yeah.
If someone's in a group that you're not in, but they mention
me,
you,
yeah, with like an @ symbol.
If you get added, no matter what, even if it's not, I would think you would get notified. I don't think if you're not in a group that they could @ you.
Interesting. So guys, if you know this, try this today. I'm going to try it today. I'm going to see what happens. Maybe @ mention me in another group. Yeah, because that's cool, right? Hey, Bonnie's here. Hey, Bonnie. Glad you joined. Guys, we're almost out of time. If you're catching the replay, tag #replay, because we want to know. We want some love. Comments matter. We also want to know what you think about the social listening tools. Karen, if you're out there in the internet ether, let me just tell you, we did research what you posted about the social listening tool, and we got to do some more digging. Jessica is giving us an answer, my friend. She is saying if you're tagged in a group you're not in, you don't get it. Bad Facebook, eh? And better than never, Bunny, I'll catch the replay. Yay. Okay, guys, good topic. We're always looking for more topics. Not that we can't come up with them on our own, I tell you. But if you want us to talk about something related to marketing or business, let us know, because we love it. And Greg, what is my question now? I'm trying to make you laugh today, buddy.
What's next week's topic?
Yeah!
to, today's been all over the place, so I don't feel like I'm totally into this right now.
You're totally into it.
It's been yeah, it's been a long day, and it's 11:30.
It's because it's almost the second week. It's cool. You'll get it all done. It'll be fun. And then whatever, you finish work at 5, close your books and leave. You
I
know?
don't remember what next week's topic is.
Oh,
but we have a guest though, right? Next
no,
week?
no,
Not
Greg.
next week?
No, that's the 22nd. So close, those guys. Okay, next week topic. This is actually going to be an interesting one. We're going to talk about now, it's kind of an analytics thing, but it goes deeper. We are actually going to be talking about how to set up goals and filters in analytics. So we're so we're going a little. We'll see how this topic goes. It's kind of like a little bit of a deeper dive. So if you use analytics or you don't use analytics but you have it, you're definitely going to want to come to this one because we will literally verbally tell you how to walk through setting up a goal and a filter. So a goal is something you can track on your site, say like contact us pages, and say you don't get that many people, doing the contact us page. You can set a goal of like people visiting 3 or more pages of your site or spending a certain amount of time on your site. And filters, you need to filter because you need to filter yourself out of your analytics because it's skewing your data, my friends. So Jessica was saying, special guest. She's gonna.
That's on the 22nd. That's on the 22nd.
It is, but Jessica's saying special guest. Maybe it's her. Maybe she wants to jump on a live next week. Hey guys, if you ever want to jump on a live in a week, we might just bring you in here, and we'll probably go and get you to join.
Do a Geek Speak and just get the X crew together.
Ooh, that'd be good. I know Grim is going through some stress though right now. We wish her the best. She's doing a move. Life up and down when you own a business, right? Even when you got to move, you got to be there. So, yes, I would love that. That would be really fun. We should also have a live Zoom party offline and with you guys. We're also thinking of doing Interview with a Geek, which Greg and I will both probably take turns doing this. He doesn't know this yet, but where we interview different members so we can learn about them. That being said, we're probably out of here now. Last thing to say, Rena did the social post this morning, guys, and it asked people to chime in and tell her a bit about you. Because it'd be great if you guys could give some support out and go make a comment there because she's new and we want her to feel some love. New to the moderating. Anyway.
Give her some love.
Greg, if people are looking for you, where can they find you?
Oh, they can get me at my website, original72.com.
Are you an emailer? Do you respond faster to email or messenger?
I can't stand being contacted on Messenger. It's not my way of typically doing things.
The typical.
I'm an emailer.
Are you an emailer? So I am a messenger girl because I'm on Facebook a lot because I manage different people's accounts. So if you want to reach out to me, you can message me. If you want to reach out to Greg, I guess email him. I specialize in SEO and search, PPC. Greg specializes in websites and graphic design. So if you guys have any questions about those things, hit us up. We want to know. Make sure you tell us what you want us to talk about, and we'll see you next week. Right?
Make good choices.
Don't get captured.